Lynn, I'm getting groceries online. I'm doing DoorDash. I had a doctor's appointment over Zoom just last week. I am digital first in almost every aspect of my life still.
It's a great segue in because we're seeing that across all the industries. You just named a couple in your personal life, and that at a large scale happens across the way. Commerce is now just e-commerce. That's what it is. And like you said, doctor's appointments, teledoc. I have one later this evening. And so this is what our customers are telling us. Do you agree with that? Is that what you're hearing from the people you talk to?
You can't overstate it, Lynn. I mean, we have seen a decade's worth of digital transformation in the past year, and it's in every aspect of every industry. And that's why I think this event is so important, just because you're seeing how trailblazing companies are really leading their industries into this all digital work from anywhere world.
It's clear that digital is here to stay, but what else are you hearing? What's next?
Well, I talked to a lot of customers, both on the technology side and business leaders from all the industries at this event. And theme number one is speed. This happened just in 12 months, and we were all caught off guard. And now moving forward into this all digital work anywhere future, it's just very hard to predict the future right now. And every customer I want to wants to transform now, transform as fast as possible. But these digital transformations are incredibly hard. All of us have legacy technologies that are candidly holding us back from this future we would know want to build. And also, when you think about things like business model shifts, you have to align departments of your business that maybe didn't talk to each other before if you really want to build that next generation customer and partner experience of the future. And that's really been our focus with the Salesforce Industry Solutions. We want to make it easy to digitally transform now. And for me, we use that word trailblazer a lot at Salesforce. That is the theme of this conference right now, which is what are the trailblazing companies at this event going to do to define the future of their industry?
There's some specific examples that perhaps would help bring this home for people.
Yeah, I mean, this past year it's been so fun to help our customers find success in a year that it was so hard to do that. One of the relationships I really enjoyed developing this year with the Royal Bank of Canada. They've really rethought their entire client onboarding experience to be completely digital. And this is really incredible. If you know the banking industry, they can onboard new clients now in just 24 minutes, just a step change improvement from where they are before. Another good example is Vodafone, one of the leading telcos in Europe and Africa. And its B2B arm, the Vodafone business arm, selling to businesses, it's driving all their new initiatives around 5G, Internet of Things, using this next gen intelligent CRM. So they're using Einstein AI with 800 of their sellers to sell smarter. They're also, this is the thing I love about it, because of this investment in Einstein, they're prepping for customer meetings 40% faster. When I think of the promise of AI, it's to help us get out of our own way so that the people at our companies can do their job and better, faster, and get better results. So it's such a great story.
So, can you share with me some examples of what our customers are actually doing? Some specific examples, perhaps?
Yeah, well, there's a couple themes that I've seen, talking to our customers using our industry solutions. The first is really reimagining those traditional processes for this all digital work anywhere world. One of my favorites is around retail execution for sort of consumer goods companies. This is such a key part of building your business. During the pandemic, consumer goods companies didn't necessarily want to send, their folks into the retail stores to perform this task. With virtual retail execution, reps can actually collaborate virtually on in-store promotions. It's a great example of, maybe this is actually a better way of doing this. And, the pandemic forced it, and it's actually a new way of doing retail execution that actually might define the future of that industry. The other theme, Lynn, that I'm really excited about, especially given all of our investments in Einstein AI over the past years, is how industry-specific AI is helping our customers move faster. I see this a lot in our health cloud around scheduling appointments, and using things like optical character recognition and machine learning for forms. In every industry cloud, this industry-specific AI, it's actually candidly becoming an expectation. No one wants to do the work a computer can do better. And it's just such an incredible opportunity for forward-leaning companies. And the third, I think, is the most important. Our number one value at Salesforce is trust. And One of the things that I think is really important is how you can scale with trust and with confidence with a Salesforce technology we call Hyperforce. We spent the past few years completely re-architecting Salesforce to run on all the major public clouds. And really what this means for you is simple, which is you can have things like data residency and compliance wherever your customers are. You can meet them where they are with trust and scale. And in all the industries at this industry summit, the compliance requirements, the international requirements, this is such a burden for so many of our customers, and Hyperforce is the way to get deployed fast. I'm really excited about that investment.
Government employees from the Department of Children and Family Services, like David and Daniela, need to act fast to inspect daycare centers so children can safely return to in-person learning and development, and so that parents can feel comfortable leaving their children in the care of others. At the same time, entrepreneurs are eager to open. For example, Catherine hopes to open a daycare facility, but she's not sure where to begin. Catherine goes to her state's government page and tries to find out how she can obtain a license to open a daycare, her dream business. She expects to get answers fast and clicks on chat with an agent. Salesforce Public Sector Solutions with bots helps government organizations provide relevant information quickly. Paul the bot helps answer Catherine's questions by providing her with the ability to search the city's knowledge base, reducing the need to search multiple websites. Catherine is directed to the right knowledge article. She gets her answer immediately, and the government call center agents can tackle more complex cases. After reviewing the requirements, Catherine begins the application process. She begins to fill out the online license application form, which dynamically updates based on her answers. The online form seems easy enough to complete, but Catherine would rather print and fill it out by hand. So we've landed on a paper application. Is the demo over? Not at all. We can make the paper application digital. Let's go back in time to when this form was first created by an administrator. With a few clicks, an admin can map the data fields of any type of form to records in Salesforce. The admin uploads the form and intelligent document automation automatically extracts the text, handwriting, and data from scanned documents without the need for any customized code. So the administrator can accurately match the appropriate fields, meaning any type of form can be configured to become a digital record without any coding. Success! The form type is configured. Now let's go back to Catherine's paper application that she mailed in. The intake officer scans and then uploads the daycare application. The application is then routed to the appropriate review officer by selecting the appropriate form type. Now let's go to the queue of our inspection manager, David. David can log in and see all applications which are ready for review in one place, like Catherine's, which has just appeared. David is guided with the next best actions for each step in the review and application process. David sees that his next step should be to schedule an inspection. David can do a quick check of his calendar to see who is available and assign an inspector while reducing scheduling conflicts and optimizing visits. Seeing that Daniela is available, David creates a visit. Next, Daniela, who is the in-field inspection officer, sees a newly scheduled visit of Catherine's daycare along with all of her other upcoming inspections. Configurable checklists help to ensure that no steps are missed and that our communities stay safe. Daniela can also check relevant regulatory code on the spot to verify her assessment. Daniela can also capture data in the field, and this can be any kind of data, including images. With her daycare inspection complete, Daniela captures Catherine's signature. We move back to David's view, where he sees a completed inspection. And since the inspection is passed, he can go ahead and approve Catherine's application. And now, Catherine can open her daycare.
I'm Dan Ford, SVP and GM for the communications industry here at Salesforce. Today, I'm thrilled to be talking to Mallik Rao, Chief Technology and Information Officer at Telefonica Germany. Welcome, Mallik.
Hi, Dan. Pleasure coming over, and thanks for inviting me for this session.
Now, Mallik, you're leading one of the industry's most comprehensive, ambitious digital transformation programs. Could you share some of the details about the scope of your program and what's most unique about your approach?
Dan, first of all, thanks for getting me here. Pleasure to be here. Before getting into the program, I just want to give a brief overview of our business at this point of time, and then why are we doing what we're doing. So as a business, it's a bit of special business. I mean, we do 50% of our revenue comes from retail and 50% comes from business to partners. That is basically, we do a lot of business with our partners in terms of MVNOs. We enable close to 10 MVNOs in this market. So from a business perspective, it's a bit of special. Second is, this business was developed by acquisitions, mergers. So two big companies, Telefonica and E+ merged together. And of course, when you merge two big companies, you know what happens. A significant legacy of IT infrastructure, a lot of work in consolidation that's behind us right now. And I have a significant technology debt in my systems. So with that back of the mind, when we started working about 6-8 months back, we said, what do we do? Normally in Europe and most of the telecommunication sectors, you see people not doing any big transformations. Big transformations is no-go in any board. Right? People try to do a wrapper around the old legacy systems and trying to expose the APIs towards the external world to deliver a better customer experience. So that's what we have also done maybe a few years back. But when we looked at our own landscape, it's really legacy. So we said we want to transform. And when we sat together as a board, we decided to look at it as a comprehensive transformation program. So that's what we have done. As a part of that, first is selection of solutions. That's when we selected Salesforce in terms of the overall CRM, CIM, both for B2C and B2B. Then we decided to go with Hansen solutions for consumer stack and Salesforce Velocity stack for B2B. That's how we co-created this program, and we selected the SIs in a long cycle of, say, co-creation workshops. And then we kicked off the program about, say, 6 months back. So that's how I say this program is a bit more transformational, a bit more bold in the market at this point of time. Of course, we have done all these things maybe 10 years back in telecom, but because of the bad experience, we didn't do it. But now it's time for us to really take big, bold step.
Excellent. So just double clicking on that a little bit, what were some of the things about Salesforce that made Salesforce a particularly appealing partner for you in your transformation program across business and consumer?
I think few things. When we looked at selecting a solution, we wanted to have time to market as the biggest lever. We decided very clearly go for standardization. Of course, every operator want to standardize, but very seldom people are successful, right? So as I said, business is strong, business is willing. So this is the time for us to be bolder. And when we started doing the proof of concept with all the solutions, we found Salesforce was one of the solutions which was cloud native, right, which was mandatory for us. Second thing was flexibility to adapt to our needs and ability to configure, not write the code. So these are the few things which came up as the biggest, advantages or what we saw from Salesforce. And at the same time, for me, when I always do decide, I look at people, right? So I pretty closely interacted with David Schameyer and the team. It's been a pleasure to really kickstart this activity after 6 months of working together. I'm really impressed on the way the teams are working.
Excellent. So you've been very bold and also very public in sharing the goals of your transformation program. Might you share some of the ways that you're going to measure your success and impact for this program?
Yeah. So as I said, the RFPs produce outputs. Of course, there are a set of outputs, but we just have only 3 big outcomes which we want to have. As I said, first is time to market. We said we want to have at least 40 to 50% more faster time to deliver the products. So we assessed for the last 12 months. I mean, I don't even go into history of last 24 months or 36 months, because beyond 12 months, it's a history in telecoms. So we looked at last 12 months, what we have done, and we looked at what next 12 months, which is coming up, and we assessed them. We wanted to be at least 50% faster compared to our legacy landscape, which we have. So that's one of the biggest outcome. The second thing is the improved customer experience. We have just four topics. One is how easy for us to do business with partners, because we have a big partner business. How can Telefonica be easier to do a business with partners? So that's the second outcome which we want to have. And third one, of course, is the cost to serve. And we didn't want to go for a 15%, 20%. We said we will adopt the cloud native solutions across the board, and we must have at least 50% cost reduction after the program. Again, the program is just 3 years. I'm not running a 5-year program.
So as service providers work to develop new revenue streams, they're really increasingly looking well beyond connectivity services. How are you and Telefonica Germany thinking about digital services as a lever for growth, particularly as 5G is now rolling out at scale?
Absolutely. I think 5G is a great opportunity. That's what we see. We realize that also. We work with a pretty big ecosystem in Germany. It's a manufacturing hub, of course. So we have opportunity to work with Daimler as one of the 5G provider for Daimler. So we've deployed, let's say, Factory 56, in which they have a completely automated production plant. And we see what these technologies means, right? And at the same time, we're also building along with AWS, Ericsson, to do a cloud native solutions, right? When you have a cloud native solutions, your ability to do the network slicing and ability to provide a service for the customer. So these are the use cases which are coming in. In fact, one use case which impresses me most is Germans really love the cars, and Germans really want to see when the car engine is married to the chassis of their car. That's the moment where they want to see the magic moment. With pandemic, with COVID, we are running a use case where people has the VR, right, and then the magic moment happens. You're sitting in your drawing room. You have this marriage of your engine and chassis happens, and that's the magic moment which we're able to look at the use case. And these are several use cases which are coming in. Again, for us, it's not a belief that only Telefonica can provide it or one customer can define the use cases. It's about how do we bring the industry ecosystem to work? How do we co-create? Because none of us have a solution which any one of us can deliver to the customer. However, I think the biggest challenge for all of us is going to be how do we monetize these use cases? How do we price it? How do we take it to market? And how can we repeat use cases from one industry to another industry? And that's our biggest challenge, which we're learning.
That over the last several years, we have carefully developed a purpose-built and tailored wealth management solution by actively listening to our customers. And now that we're a leader in the space, we continue to actively listen and partner with wealth firms around the globe. What we get to hear in these conversations is their toughest challenges and how technology can truly come to the rescue. With all of these discussions, we sit in a very unique position to be able to build innovative solutions for the largest wealth management firms, but also for the smallest boutiques. So you're asking, what are we hearing? Well, the pandemic has obviously changed the urgency in which we've engaged in these discussions. But a lot of what we're hearing are very similar themes as before. One thing for sure is that our customers still want tools that'll help them keep track of their client goals, as well as the status of their financial accounts. Unfortunately, as some households have dealt with some significant losses this past year, advisors need to be able to stay connected and react digitally since they're at home. They're not, right there in the office. Now, to help advisors react quickly, you're going to see some exciting features in an upcoming release around needs assessments, where we can help advisors stay in touch with their clients when face-to-face meetings aren't always an option. Now, what we're also seeing with wealth firms is they're putting a huge emphasis on intelligence, and they believe that this is the key to scaling the advisor function overall. There's no doubt that AI and analytics can create huge gains by prompting and assisting advisors so that they can take their next best action. These types of predictive insights can empower advisors to do a couple of things. One, they can offer more services to increase the overall financial footprint within their client base. But two, they can also allow advisors to learn and react to the needs of their clients better. And Carrie, I can't wait for you to see some of the innovation that we have in our upcoming release around intelligence and insights. Another key area of interest is around productivity and collaboration. Now, what we're hearing is this is just table stakes. As team members may no longer be co-located, it's super important to orchestrate common workflows like funding accounts. Advisor teams need to be able to communicate efficiently, and it's a lot harder to check in on the progress of tasks when people are working from home. To make sure that things are actioned properly, teams need to be able to keep track of who's working on various tasks, understand when certain items are going to be completed, as well as cascading deadlines if there are any. You're going to see some exciting innovation here around action plans very shortly. And finally, our customers want consumer-friendly digital experiences across the board, whether it's in the onboarding experience with document collection or it's servicing clients on mobile devices. Wealth firms want to scrap the pen and paper and meet the demands of their younger and more tech-savvy clientele. Now, Carrie, those are just the highlights. I can't wait to share with you and show you what we have cooking up on our roadmap.
Healthcare provider, you want appointment booking to be easy and integrated with your core systems. Let's take a look at how we do that. Intelligent Appointment Management reimagines the appointment scheduling experience by unifying appointment scheduling within a single interface atop a centralized platform. If I'm a scheduling representative for a healthcare provider, I can eliminate the tedious toggling back and forth between multiple scheduling systems by simply selecting the desired visit type, and then the available appointment slots are returned in real time. I can add pre-visit questionnaires, customized by appointment type, to meet the needs of any practice and streamline the check-in process for patients. By using Einstein predictions, the appointment console provides day and time recommendations where the patient is most likely to attend based on the patient's demographic cohort. Before ending the call, I can also review a list of patient appointments already booked in Health Cloud or directly from any EMR to remind the patient of upcoming visits. So there you have it. Intelligent appointment management on Health Cloud, reimagined for better patient care in a hybrid world.